We are live.
Are we live? All right, I did my
Welcome
counting.
to the show. What'd you do?
I said I did counting before him, so now we got it.
Yeah. What episode is this?
This is weight loss and wellness for women.
The wellness and weight loss.
Wellness and I counted. I didn't get my words right here. Focusing on two different things.
All right, so I'm gonna hit it. We gotta get our wireless wired mics on. If you're tuning in via video, whether it's live or sometime in the future, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know how you found us. If a friend shared this with you or you did some kind of random search on the intranets, let us know. We love hearing those stories. All right. Is my mic good?
Looks good.
Good. We're good? All right. Here we go. This is Joey Atlas and
Nick Doherty.
welcome to the
Weight loss and wellness for women. Did I flop it again?
The Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast. See, we made a tongue twister of a title here, and we're still challenged on getting it right. That's part of the fun, though. So it's the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast. Cool thing is we got a guy we're going to talk about on today's episode, so that's coming up, and we're in action here. So this is episode 25. Last week we mistakenly said it was 23 when we should have said it was 24 because the week before that was actually 23. So now we're back on track.
But we get the important information right.
Right. The information is important. It's good. It's timeless. But we know people get confused sometimes. Didn't they just do 23? Mm-hmm. So we think we straightened that out. So if you're watching on video, we thank you for being here. We thank you for tuning in, and share this with somebody if you think of someone who can benefit from hearing this or seeing it on video. Please share it. Tag them, depending on what platform you're on, whether it's on Facebook, Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram, what have you, or somewhere else where this ends up. Tag and share so that we can help more people in this world. All right, so everything's up and running. What are we going to start with here? What's the title of today's episode?
All right, let me try here. Number 3. How to be strong and sexy at 50, 60, 70, and beyond.
All right. Who made that up? Where'd that come from?
It's a good title, huh?
Did that come to you like around midnight last night? Via email?
Via email.
Cool. So each week, we put these together sort of randomly, but not really. Like the material comes to us in the course of a week, naturally, just by the nature of what we do and all the people we're in touch with and the things we hear, see, and read. So this one is actually a combination of me being in my late 40s, a remote coaching client who just turned 60 recently and had a year and a half of just amazing progress and breakthroughs up until her 60th birthday, and it was just a huge revelation for her. So she shared her reflection letter and what I call her graduation letter, because a year and a half it was time for her to move on to her own. Mm-hmm. So we'll share the details of that. And then 70 and beyond also came to mind because I have a private coaching client here who was referred in by his wife, and he's making incredible breakthroughs. And this was an active guy. He was already a runner. He would run for fun. He would run marathons, half marathons, 5Ks, etc., and he still does. So he was an active. He wasn't sedentary. Not your typical American who is sedentary and eats improperly. But he wasn't training in addition to his running and his marathons.
Right.
He wasn't training holistically, the whole body with all modalities. And since we have been, his running is just, he's blowing himself away. So we're going to talk about that. And the reason we're going to talk about that is because even though he's a male, the lessons that we derive from his experience and his journey apply to everybody, male or female, and it's profound. I mean, he's a doctor too, and he's so surprised at what's happening to him that in sharing it will open your eyes to what is possible for you, even if you are only sedentary and you're not a marathon runner or a cyclist or something like that. the same responses of your body can still be had regardless of your age, as long as you're still alive and you're doing the right things. So we're going to talk about all that, and we're going to keep it under half an hour, I think, again, right? And we're going to start with any intro material anybody needs to see, hear, know. If they're local, what should they do?
If you're local, you should contact us so we can get you in for a studio tour, we can get you in for a sample small group personal training session, or a one-on-one session. So that's going to be the best thing to do is give me a call or text 904-891-3680. You can find us on SculptaFit at sculptafit.com, SculptaFit.com. You can find us on Facebook, same name. On that search there, you can find Joey, you can find myself.
You can find us all.
You can find us all.
Facebook, the website. If you are long distance, not local, and you still want to get involved and learn our methods and do our methods yourself at home, regardless of where you live, start with our free materials at fitnesstraining.live. That's fitnesstraining.live. Simple. Get there, put your name and email address in, tell us where to start sending all your free videos. You'll be getting updates of this podcast every week. We'll email you the live links. And we got a bunch of other freebies we can't list out here, but lots of good materials, free start. It'll give you an idea of what the method is all about and the whole philosophy of our gentle approach to wellness and longevity and health improvement. And from there, then you can always step up to whatever it is you want to do. You can buy a membership in our online program. You could purchase one of the home gym systems for your home, your office, or your vacation home. And you can even go all the way up to getting remote, private, long-distance coaching to help you reach your goals, just like Joy did, who we're going to be talking about here, and show you what's possible, even from a distance, with the right kind of coach, what can be accomplished. So that's it for now. We're going to get right into our material. And what are we starting with? What's our first topic?
All right, so we've got, this was a good show too. We've got a myth buster.
Ooh, yeah, this is awesome.
All right.
Okay.
So the myth is the knees cannot go past the toes.
Okay, so you know I love busting myths, right?
You do.
Did you get the share I sent to the
Yep.
All right, the group? We have a coaching group in WhatsApp. It's me and Nikki and the rest of our coaching team here, and we share things in the app. And I shared this myth in the app amongst our group because some didn't know it. And I realized, man, not everybody knows this. Even some of our own coaches don't know this myth. So I have been sharing more and more mini video clips both on Facebook and Instagram, and some longer ones on LinkedIn and YouTube. But I've been sharing some mostly on Facebook, these really short ones that people can see in a minute or a minute and a half, watch, learn something really, really important that they can apply that day. So one of them is actually me doing an exercise right here, right? And it's the one-handed balancing touchdown. And my knee goes past my toe on both sides when I do, you alternate. It's a one-sided exercise. But that's by design. Our knees are supposed to go past our toes by the way we are designed. So many trainers and other people who've learned through trainers and fitness pros have learned that your knees are not supposed to go past your toes. It's a recipe for an injury. And that's exactly what this lady posted underneath this exercise demo.
The video, okay.
She wrote, your knees are never, in caps, never supposed to go past your toes on a movement, an exercise. That is an injury waiting to happen. Fine. I actually like when people do that because then I can go and clarify and teach more. So I went in there, and I'll try and screenshot this and post it somewhere. But I wrote politely, something to the effect that actually our bodies are supposed to move that way by design. It's an old myth that you might be referring to, which a lot of people still believe in. Then I posted that. Then I wrote, P.S., in case you didn't follow my links. I'm an exercise physiologist, master's degree, bachelor's degree. Posted that. Then I said, you know what? I need to like share information that my peers have already put out there. So I went and did a quick search. Myth about knees going past the toes in leg exercises, lower body exercises. And there's a bunch of great stuff. I don't even have to write any of this. So I went back and I said, PPS, or I may say, by the way, do a Google search for quote unquote myth about knees not going past the toes. Posted that. And I don't think I've heard back from her yet. But that wasn't only for her. That's for other people who are going to see this. They'll read that, they'll see my posts, and they'll realize, oh, wow, this really is a myth.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's an exercise physiologist, and he's doing his exercises where his knees go past his toes all the time. So, myth busted.
Yes.
Your knees can and should go past your toes on lunges, on squats, on walking touchdowns, on one-leg balancing touchdowns. It's not normal for us to have to squat and lunge with our knees behind our toes. It's not a recipe for a disaster, and it's not setting the stage for an injury. Much the opposite, actually.
Yeah. And we actually, so I think, because there was one research study that propagated that or started it, and it's with putting a barbell on your back and pushing your knees forward so that your weight is going in that direction, but the rest of your body's back.
Yeah, it's like, all right, let's do everything wrong and let's see if you get hurt. Yeah, don't let your knees go past your toes because bing bong, hello.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Busted.
Again. We'll come back with another one maybe next week. Oh, wait, you know what? Speaking of last week, was it after we finished the episode that we'll call her Jay for now? She came in.
Yep, we may have been doing the touchdown, the video about that.
Actually, you're right.
One of the videos.
So we had somebody who was walking by, saw the place, was looking for a new program. So she came in, we started talking, and she listed off like 3 myths that other places were trying to get her to follow, right? It was the 6 to 8 meals a day. It's like, I can't do it. Like, I can't eat that much. My stomach feels horrible. There was the hardcore high intensity, right? That they were pushing on her. And then there's something else she said, but it was like, this is nothing we haven't heard before.
Right.
But it's like when somebody brand new comes in and they're listing off all these dysfunctional things that other places are trying to get you to do, and you've had enough and you're still looking for the right answer. We love when they find us because we do the opposite of all that. And the beauty is that it works. Without doing all the crazy, hardcore, push, eat 8 meals a day kind of stuff. So we're out to bust a lot of myths, and we're not done yet. So that's a perfect living example. Somebody living under the guise of these myths, that's how you're supposed to do your fitness and get results, when in reality it's like, I can't do this. Like, this either hurts, or I can't eat that much, my digestion is off. All those are signs and signals. Like, whatever you're doing, it's not good for you. It's time to make a switch. Find something better.
Yeah.
That's where we come in.
Absolutely.
All right, what else? Number 2?
All right, number 2. Let's talk about your 60-year-old client and her reflection. Okay,
so Joy, now this is a rough draft of her graduation and reflection letter. We're going to have a fleshed out one that I'm actually going to, I might read it in my other podcast, The Fitness Whisperer, as a monologue, and then post the full document to share as a blog post so that people can see, wow, this is really possible. But I'm going to read her bullet point rough draft because there's a lot of good stuff in here. So here we go. You ready?
Ready.
All right. Joy from Australia. I like to make this easy for everybody. So when I get a feel for what kind of client I'm working with, how they operate, I'll give them some kind of cue to how to start writing this, because a lot of people have trouble writing about themselves. So I'll give them like a primer and a cue to start writing this, and then the rest of it flows naturally. So for Joy, what I had her do was, I said, Joy, listen, do this. Make believe you're a third person looking at you, maybe a close friend who has seen your journey over your lifetime, maybe, and you're writing about your friend Joy. Like, you're not you writing about you, but you're outside of yourself writing about this close friend of yours, Joy. So that's what she did. So here we go. It's a graduation and reflection letter. Writing is me witnessing myself as another person from the outside, writing about Joy, who I've been observing the progressions along the way. Here we go. She made some notes here. I still have to talk to her about this. Zen quote: "The slow way is the fast way."
I like it.
All right? This is one of her big revelations. Joy joined Joey's one-on-one remote coaching program 18 months ago as a private client. Now, again, I'm in Florida. She's in Sydney, Australia. I'm not personally training her, which is great if we can do that, but still, lots can be done from far away. At the time, she was unhappy with her appearance and was looking for a program that could help her. She had no definition in her legs, and her thighs were starting to look even more flabby. Keep in mind, she was late 58 when she started with me. Literally when she found me and when she started with me. She bought one of my programs first, then realized I also do personalized coaching, and she was all in. Joy generally felt tired and miserable and believed it was because of her age, 58 at the time, and she just needed to accept that it was part of the aging process. Well, she found Joey online and made contact, and after speaking with Joey, she decided to give his program a go whilst not really expecting any significant changes. What appealed at the time was that she was able to exercise at home with his methods. She didn't need to purchase a whole lot of gym equipment, and she didn't need to travel to a gym every day. Joy started at phase 1. I have people on phases of programs. So she started on phase 1, found it somewhat challenging, and was actually exhausted after the first session. Now keep in mind, we design our stuff to be appropriate for that person.
Yep.
So I wasn't killing her. Like, what she was doing was something I expected her to do, but still feel a little tired from, okay? She was very deconditioned. That's what happens when you're deconditioned. You try to do anything properly, you're going to feel tired, right? At the time, she did not realize that Joey had a long-term plan, and that over time, she would move from phase 1 to phase 2, and then eventually phase 3. Slowly, her fitness improved, and when it was time to move from phase 1 to phase 2, she was apprehensive about the new exercises and the new routines, but persevered, and over time was able to master them and then be ready to move to phase 3. Phase 3, by Joey's design and his trust in what we were doing and seeing my abilities, was pretty challenging. But Joy surprised herself, and after committing to the exercises, she was able to slowly and gradually improve. Amazing. Joy has noticed a definite improvement in her once very iffy legs and thighs, and great shoulder definition, and her butt has lifted and firmed considerably.
Come on, Joy.
Joy, rocking it, both of which she is extremely happy about. Joy has noticed the benefits not only in her physical appearance, but in her emotional and mental improvements. How big is that? Huge. Multi-dimensional here. Not just superficial, we're not just shallow Hal into here, right? This is the whole person, inside and out. You remember Shallow Hal?
That was a good movie.
I didn't see it, but a lot of people refer to it, and being in fitness, you hear it a lot, right? Not just about my superficial aspects. We're not a shallow Hal here, right? Joy has also followed Joey's very realistic approach to nutrition, which includes access to many great recipes, quickly fit videos. She especially loves starting her day with Joey's supernatural fast breaker espresso shake. I call it super shake now. Espresso super shake. And I'm laughing because as I'm sharing this with people, they're like, oh my gosh, this is the best. Like, you have to do something with this. It's really good. Like, I'm actually I got my espresso machine back here. I'm gonna be making one after we upload this stuff and process the videos, but I don't break my fast now until like 1 or 2 o'clock. By the time we finish this, I'm going into the back. I'm making my supernatural fast breaker espresso super shake. she loves it. She's like, man, this is so awesome. It's, it's made with all this good stuff. Like the way, just everything in here is so enjoyable. This creation. So she's hooked on them. It's part of her routine now. Joy's body has responded so well to the program, both exercise, nutrition, and mindset, that she is now at the point where she doesn't need to weigh herself every day, and when she puts on a pair of jeans, she is always happy how they just slip on. They just slip on. Love that, huh? Jeans, the slip-on jeans. Joy believes this is a program that she will follow for the rest of her life. Not just short term, not just for the wedding, not just for vacation, not just for the reunion, not just for summer, being at the pool. For life. And for life is an actual phrase that means a lot in our realm here. She has learned through Joey's one-on-one coaching to be accountable and to make exercising and good nutrition a part of her everyday life. Period, she says. Joy has recently turned 60. That's where the 6-0 comes in, today's title. And is celebrating the rewards of her commitment to Joey's coaching and how far it has gotten her compared to when she first started and her dysfunctional beliefs at the time. She loves seeing the definition in her muscles. Her posture has improved, and she is sleeping so much better. She feels good in her clothes and is happy to duck into a clothes shop to try something new without having to spend time dieting before she is game enough to try anything on. How crazy is that? She would used to have to go on a diet to go clothes shopping. Not anymore. She could spur the moment it just like that. Pop into any shop she wants to with a smile and try anything on she wants. Which reminds me, she didn't put that here. It's going to be in the fleshed out version. In one of our latest coaching calls before she graduated, she was dying to show me her new form-fitting yoga pants. And she's like, I gotta tell you, this is the first time I'm wearing something like this in my life.
Oh, awesome.
She's like, do you know what it's like to, in your entire life, now at 60, feel awesome about slipping on a pair of form-fitting yoga pants and being seen in public with them? Like, again, we're not shallow-halling it here, but that's part of what means that you're improving your entire health inside and out. Your mental and emotional parts of this are also tied to how you feel about yourself and your self-confidence and the things about your past mentality that you've defeated. And I was like just seeing this and looking at her in her last coaching calls on video. We use Zoom and Skype. Is a totally different woman who I had seen early on, the first few calls. Totally different person with this awesome, beautiful energy she was emanating and this happiness and radiance coming from deep within her, and just totally evolved. Not transformed, but evolved. Maybe some people will call it transformed, but profoundly evolved into her best self, and she's getting even better. Exercise and good nutrition are now a daily habit for Joy. She is eagerly anticipating the arrival of her Sculpt-to-Fit home gym system, shipping out to Sydney sooner as opposed to later to arrive to complete her new lifestyle. She's completing it. She's going to be adding the home gym system. One-on-one coaching with Joey has completely changed Joy's life for the better. Done with the rough draft. Now, any takeaways that you want to share with anybody that was watching, listening, that they can realize in themselves, wow, this is possible?
Yeah, well, I think you did it too. What would you say? I'll throw it back. What would you say was the biggest thing that you had to help Joy see that she didn't see before?
Her potential.
Potential.
Yeah, and this is almost with everybody. People cannot see the upper end of their potential. Actually, they can't even see a little bit of their potential in front of them, because most people at this stage of their life, like trying to enlist the proper help, they've tried so many things. They've heard so many things. their parents may have done destructive things in conversations when they were younger, and it causes kids and teens to grow into this mentality that I'm not perfect, my body's not good, and this could be indirect too, like parents can be making remarks about somebody on TV or a neighbor, and not even directly at
or
the child themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's multifaceted here, it's very complex. So the biggest thing is somebody realizing that there's a potential beyond them that's actually sort of limitless, because the more you approach your potential, your actual potential gets even greater, right? So there's no finite limit to potential, but it's actually getting somebody to believe, yes, I have more potential, I can get better, I can make improvements that I thought I would never see in my lifetime. But once you start showing them a tiny, tiny bit in the early stages, then something snaps. They realize, whoa, there is something possibly here, right? Because that little bit of belief that you just sparked makes them realize, there are things that I didn't know. There are things that I did wrong. Now that I'm doing the right things, I'm feeling certain things happen and seeing certain things happen. So that's the biggest.
Yeah, I would even say I saw that a lot of people come in, like, almost like you said, jaded. Nothing's gonna work. I tried this and failed, and she just comes from this place of gratitude and looking forward to the future and celebrating her and knowing what she needs to do. It sounds like she's less stressed.
Absolutely. And we'll talk more about the details, because some of the specific things I did with her along the way to have this evolution take place, very tactical, like very specific. Oh, she used to do that, now she does this, right? And that's what created this change, right? So everything plays into the other pieces of the puzzle, and it all starts to make sense, right? And then you realize, oh, I just have to do all this stuff, which is easy. I just didn't know that this was the stuff to do, and I could make progress, and it's all realistic. Now, I will say, over the year and a half, Joy did get sick. Like everybody else, we all get sick at times. Joy did have unexpected guests show up for half a week. Joy did have holidays. Joy had to leave on unexpected family trips, business trips, family emergencies. You name it. She dealt with everything that all of us deal with, but we navigated each one of those as they came along. I guided her on navigating them, specifically what to do and what not to do. And the more she did it, the more she realized everything is manageable. Everything. And as she managed it, she realized you never have to get thrown off your program. You never have to get off track, because it's more of a mindset and a strategic menu of things to do. Regardless of what's coming at you in life, you always have things that you can be doing, whether it's with the exercise, the nutrition, and most importantly, the mindset. So big, big stuff there that we'll share more of in the future, for sure.
Well done, Joy.
Yeah.
All right, we on to the 70s?
Let's go to the 70s.
Let's talk about Raul.
Okay, so Raul, I don't even know if he's 70 yet, but it doesn't matter, because he's fooling me if he is. I don't think he's 70, but my point in putting 70 down there was that we're all going to be approaching 70 someday and beyond. 80, 90, I want to go to 100, I really do. So, being that Raul's the closer one to 70, I want to talk about his progress and how. Now again, the title, How to Be Strong and Sexy in Your 50s, 60s, and 70s. What you're realizing is that, again, we're not shallow-halling it. Yes, being sexy is awesome, but being sexy is not only about how you look to other people or being attractive to other people's eyes. Yes, that's part of it, but true sexiness is feeling self-confidence in yourself, yes, about how you look, but also about how you feel. And your health and your confidence on the inside, your self-esteem, your energy, the wisdom you've developed by taking care of yourself and learning how to do it the right way. That exudes a certain kind of sexiness that other people see that transcends just the sexiness of a nice-looking body. All right? You follow me there? Makes sense?
Absolutely.
All right? Strong, also, in the same light, is not just being physically strong, but it's also strong mentally, emotionally, psychologically, strong from a holistic aspect. That's not just physical. Yes, the physical counts. It's very important. We need to be strong to do things, to play sports, to do our jobs, to go do our hobbies. We need strength to do all that. We need strength to live life.
Yes.
Okay? But there's an inner strength also that we're talking about that's just as equally as important as the physical strength, because they're all interwoven and connected, right? It's all one. So, Raul, Dr. Raul, he is a runner. He does marathons, but he never trained holistically the way we train here. So I've been working with him maybe 6, 7 months, maybe longer now.
Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, maybe 8, 9. But being a runner, he's always been in tune with his body to a certain degree. Now, he's tried other types of fitness programs. He's worked out at the club where he's a member of, sometimes on and off, but never really feeling he's on the right kind of program. So we've been training, and as the months have progressed, his marathon performance has gotten better. He did, his recovery is better. He says, I'll run a marathon, and when I'm done, I feel like I got more in me. I can keep going.
Wow.
He said, I'm not sore after marathons. I recuperate extremely quickly. And when I'm in the marathon, whether it's a 5K or a half marathon, he said, I'm not forcing myself. He said, I just feel like I have these elevated levels of energy and physical ability that are allowing me to perform better without forcing myself to try to perform better. So this past Sunday, he ran the Donna, which is a popular marathon around here. It supports the Cancer Foundation under Donna. What's her last name? Donna. Deegan, that's it. She's a newscaster here, very popular, very well known. And her husband, Tim, is a beach friend of mine. Tim, if you see me, you'll recognize me. We cross paths a lot on the beach in the summers that I spent there. Great people, great run. Raul ran it, and first thing he said when he came in here, he couldn't wait to tell me. I could tell. He said, I cut 9 minutes off of the race this year as compared to last time. 9 minutes.
Wow.
Not 90 seconds or 3 minutes. 9 minutes.
Still impressive. 9 minutes is crazy.
Right. And Raul is in his 60s. All right. So in his 60s, shaving 9 minutes off of the marathon. I think it's a half marathon. Is it?
They have both.
13? Yeah.
Donna has both.
Okay. So whichever one he did, 9 minutes off.
Wow.
And he said, plus, I thought I was going to be sore the next day, comparing myself to all the years past. He said, nothing, no soreness. Wow. Said, I went to the gym, knowing that I would see you 2 days later. I still went to the gym Monday, did a great workout, knowing again I'd see you Tuesday. He said, but I'm so impressed. Like, I'm really surprised at how this is affecting me. So my point here is that we train holistically. And Raul will be the first to tell you. He will go to his country club and he'll train on the treadmill and he'll watch other people working out and he'll watch other trainers' methodologies and he'll just sit there and wonder, how are they training these people and like pushing them? Why are they pushing them so hard? And why are they doing exercises where weights are not necessary, but they're still forcing weight on the person when it's not even necessary? He's kind of confused, kind of intrigued by seeing what we do here and how things are done at the country club. And he said you could see people are on the verge of getting hurt. He said, now that I know what I know, I could see how people hurt their knees, hurt their shoulders, hurt their back, hurt their ankles or whatever. He said, I could see how it happens now, having trained for almost a year, I think, 10 months, something like that. I can see the difference now and why we train gently and methodically and controlled. And he said, I'm getting results that are amazing. I know it works, but why is it that all these other places haven't learned how to change the training so that the benefits come and the risks of injury and the dysfunction and the pain and anguish and punishment on the person are taken away? I said, I don't know, but we're going to keep doing what we do and keep spreading it that way. So here's the takeaway here. And this, even though Raul is a marathoner, he does this for his whole life, not just for the marathons. He does this for health, wellness, and longevity. It just so happens running is one of the things included in his life that gets the benefits as well. Our style of training increases safety exponentially, reduces risk of injury exponentially. We train not just the muscles, the fascia, the neurons, and all the connective tissue. And of course, the brain is involved. So we take a very holistic, multifaceted approach to training that's inherently served by the way we train people, both one-on-one and in small group training, and abroad. Even when we're training people remotely, it's still the same methodology that we follow. So when we train the body and brain that way, we get results that allow that person, regardless of what they do and what kind of life they lead and what other hobbies they have, to excel in life. Higher energy, less aches and pains, more ability to excel at their job, excel at their hobbies, play with the kids, play with the grandkids. You name it, everything gets better because that person is getting better holistically. So, have we described how to get sexy and strong at 50, 60, 70?
Yeah.
Anything that you want to touch on or emphasize?
I think you hit it all.
We got it all, right?
Yeah, I think we got it all.
Anything that you want to share with the viewer or the listener that they can take action on, or what they could do next if they want to follow up with us?
Yeah, so if you have now realized that knees can go past your toes and that you can train gently, safely, and for your life, let's direct them to check out some videos if you're not local. So best thing, if you are local in the St. John's, Jacksonville, we have some people coming from Orange Park or Ponte Vedra. If you're local, come try a session out. If you're a woman, we can do small group personal training sessions. If you are a man, we do one-on-one male training. 904-891-3680. I will get you in as soon as I can. Or you can find us on sculptfit.com. If you're long distance though, and you want to check out some videos to see what we're talking about in terms of moving gently, safely, and with feeling good and being able to do it, what is the best way?
Fitnesstraining.live. Start there, get the freebies. You'll get links to other videos that we'll send after that first series is over. You'll get automatic updates every week of everything we do, like this podcast and the video show. Any new freebies we produce, we'll send them out to you as well every week. And that'll give you the entryway into our world. And if you want to join one of our membership programs, whether it's the video portal with the expanded access, or if you want to hire one of us to train you remotely and coach you remotely like we did with Joy and a bunch of our other remote clients, we can do that. If you also want to become a proud owner of the Sculpt to Fit home gym system, as of the time of this video, we're doing pre-orders for the next production run. We already have a few committed pre-orders in. If you want to join that group, let us know. If you're watching this a year from now, we may have them in stock ready to go. Just reach out to us. We'll show you where to place your order. Or if you have any questions, you want to learn more about the system, the dimensions, etc., we could send you to the website where we have all of that, plus demonstration videos and more information about the system and how we can personally train you at home via video instruction when you have the system at your home, your office, the vacation home, or even on the yacht if you have one. I think that's it.
That's it.
We good? All right, so we're going to shut down the audio. This is Joey Atlas and
Nick Doherty.
that was episode number 25 of the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast and video show.
You got it.
Signing off until next week. We will speak again then.
See you soon.
And you on video, thank you for tuning in. As always, we send you some love because we love that you're tuning in and watching this, whether it's real live time or after the fact post-recording. Think of somebody who needs to see this. Think of somebody who will benefit from watching it, hearing what we shared. and be ready for next week. We'll be back with more.
We will
Thank
see ya.
you. See ya.